Hi, class. We are entering week 6 of Introduction to Psychology. I cannot believe how fast this class is going by. This week, we're going to be learning more about the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual and 5th edition, and how do we determine if someone's symptoms meet the criteria for a mental health disorder, and how do we diagnose? What are considerations to keep in mind when assessing and treating some of these core mental health disorders? We'll be also thinking about how our physical health and functioning can influence our mental health and our stress and our functioning, and what impact does some of these mental health disorders have on our health and functioning? Many times it can really be a bi-directional relationship between our physical health and our mental health. And we will be letting you have an opportunity to explore 2 different mental health disorders in depth this week. So you have your discussion and your assignment in addition to your knowledge path learning, which is due Wednesday night at midnight. But for your discussion and your assignment, for both, you get to choose a mental health disorder of interest. I'm asking you, though, to choose differing disorders between your discussion and your assignment. For your discussion, this is more of like a mental health campaign to help demystify any misunderstandings or mental health stigmas or stereotypes around a particular mental health condition that you'd like society at large to have greater empathy and understanding for. Sometimes it's just because individuals really do not have enough accurate knowledge or information or data around the mental health disorder to have more compassion and understanding. So, what is a catchy slogan or a way that you can draw attention in a positive way to re-educate the minds of those that do not understand? How can you bridge the gap in those gaps of knowledge, and how might your campaign help facilitate change in a positive way for individuals living with this mental health disorder and change the misconceptions? So, hope you have fun with that with your discussion this week. And then, in a slightly different way, for your assignment, this is going to be you creating an actual visual presentation of a lot more in-depth information about one particular mental health disorder. Again, that's different than your discussion. This could be in like a poster format or an infographic. You're going to have just at least 2 images on there that you've selected that really represent this condition. And you're going to also have at least 2 empirical research references that you have found on your own. These should be from really prestigious research journals or the National Institute of Health, not a psychology website or Wikipedia, just something that's really empirical and professional. At least 2 that you're going to include throughout this poster or infographic and referencing with citations, hopefully. And then that you're going to be going into real depth with describing what this mental health disorder is and what it means and how it impacts people living with it by explaining the disorder, reviewing all of the symptoms that are found in the DSM-5 and how one might be diagnosed appropriately. What are the research to this point in time suggest regarding the prevalence rates, and what are some common statistics about the demographics or populations that are most impacted? What are well-known risk factors that can put someone at more risk for developing this condition? And again, like, what are different areas of functioning in one's life that can be impacted by living with this disorder? And lastly, we want for you to consider what are some of the most research-based or well-evidenced treatment modalities or mental health interventions that can really help someone living with this disorder have a much greater quality of life and better outcomes. I hope you have fun with this and you are able to choose mental health conditions of more interest for you. Again, assignments due Sunday night at midnight. Please don't forget again for your discussion posts to respond to peers by Sunday night at midnight. If there are any questions that come up regarding formatting or writing or assignments for our final week, let me know. There is 1 more week left in this course next week. I will certainly have another video at that time. But again, don't hesitate to reach out if something comes up before then that you have a question about. I look forward to reading your work, and I will speak to you again next week. Thank you. Bye.